Good evening, and welcome to Sports Line Radio. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I am broadcasting live from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, Sin City, Cap, the only place in the United States of America that you can go to the window and bet a single NFL game or college football game or Major League Baseball game or any kind of game, Cap. Anything that you want to bet on, you can actually walk into the casino and make the bet legally. In other places around this country, you could make a 3-team parlay, like I think in Delaware or something like that. But you only they get to like 5-1 odds. I mean, they really screw you. So I'm broadcasting from the only place in the whole United States of America, Nevada, Las Vegas, and you're listening to this program right here on 9:10 a.m. WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge, and I'm glad to be here, glad to have you there as we're getting close, man. We're getting close. I mean, we're about 2 weeks, let's see, we got about 2 weeks away from the start of the college football season, and we got preseason football right now. We got preseason, so we got some stuff that we got to talk about right now. I was in a sports book last night, and I watched the Saints game, and of course, it didn't go anything like I told you it was going to go. I did say I thought Cleveland would win the game and cover the spread. It was a pick it last week here on the program, and it went off of Cleveland -3. I mean, it looked like they had no chance. I mean, they went for 2. The Saints scored. They went for 2, made it 14-7. So the Browns scored, and this and that. I mean, and it was just an absolute miracle. It was an absolute miracle that Cleveland covered. But a lot of these games are decided by luck. A lot of these games are going to be decided by luck. A lot of the games during the whole year are going to be decided by luck. And that's why, look, I've always said, you got to win 50% of your games that are decided by luck. All right, so if every 100 games you bet, 75 of them are decided by luck, you got to win 37.5% of those games. You got to win 37.5% of those games. You got to win 50% of the time. And then of the other 25 games, you got to be right 80% of the time. The games that are decided by skill, you got to be right 80% of the time. That means you'd be 20-5 against the spread in those 25 games. So you take the 20 wins and the 37.5 wins, you put them together, you got 57.5 wins. And anybody that says they win more than 57.5% of their games is lying to you. They just flat out lying. They are just flat out lying to you, Cap, because, I mean, believe me, it's tough to win the 52.4%. It's tough. It's tough to beat that juice, man. It's tough to beat that vig. The bookie, he gives himself an extra 10%. He'll give you $10, but when you lose, you got to give him 11. See how that works, man? And it doesn't sound like much. But, man, I tell you, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to win more than you lose. And the more you think you know about the teams, the more you think you know about the sports, the worse you do sometimes. I mean, I got people who couldn't pick a Saints game if their life depended on it. How you think the Saints are going to get crushed this week? They win a game. Oh, the Saints are going to beat this team, no problem. They'll lose by 10 points. I mean, you got people that have been watching the Saints since the day the franchise first started, when we run the opening kickback, and they still don't know what they're doing. They still don't have a good read on the team. So it's not as easy as it looks, man, but we're going to try to do it. We're going to try to do the impossible. We're 1-0 on the show. 1-0 on the show, and hey, look, man, if they had a loss like that, that's how it goes, man. See, preseason is tricky. Because in the regular season, Cleveland would have never went for 2 in that spot. They'd have tried to tie the ball game up, but since nobody wants overtime, in preseason. So these guys, they play not to land on a tie. And that's why laying points in the preseason is tricky. That's why you get people go, why wouldn't I just bet the money line instead of taking the 2 points? Well, in the regular season, that might not be a bad idea. But in preseason, where once again, they're playing not to have a tie, I'd take the points, man. There's going to be a lot of 1 point and 2 point games in the preseason this year. So we're 1-0. We're lucky win, but it doesn't matter. And I got 2 games going tonight. I like that, Cap. I got 2 NFL preseason games going tonight. There's 3 total. 3 total. I got an opinion on 2 of them, so we're going to see what happens here. We're going to see what happens. But before we get the show started, just a quick reminder that anything that we talk about during this hour, the following information is to be used as news material only and is not intended to violate any state, federal, or local laws. All right, man, I tell you, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that it's week 1 of the NFL preseason and half the games are in the book. That's hard to believe, but we still got the other half of them. We still got the other half. We got 3 games going tonight. And we got 3 games on Saturday. And then we got 2 games on Sunday. Let's see what we got here. 2 games on Sunday, including a Sunday night football game. How you like that, Cap? How you like that? We got a little Sunday night football this week. Now, just because they play on Sunday night, that doesn't make it a bailout play, man. Ain't no bailout plays. We playing the whole season. If we have a bad week, we're going to take the bad week like a man, and we're going to move on. We're not going to win every week. You figure they got 17 weeks of the NFL regular season. And of those 17 weeks, you figure there's about 12 weeks of college football. So it's like we're going to have 2 seasons. We're going to have the first 12 weeks when we got pro and college football, and then we're going to have the final 5 weeks where we got bowl games and stuff like that. So no bailout plays. If we have a bad week, that's it. We're going to keep track of everything right here on the program. That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep an accurate record. Now, in a situation like the Cleveland-New Orleans game last night, the Saints and the Clowns, when I gave out the pick on the show, it was pick it, even. And then it went to 3. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to grade those because we got to keep it fair. We got to keep it fair because, a lot of people who bet, they never had a chance to get it at Pickett because most people don't bet until the day of the game. And, if you wait until the day of the game, it was definitely 3 by then. It didn't move to 3 until like Monday. I guess when they said Drew Brees wasn't going to play or nobody was going to play or whatever it was that maybe that's when they moved the number. I'm not exactly sure, but most people who bet the Saints-Cleveland game last night, the spread was 3. So, but we didn't have any problem because the Browns won the game by whatever. They won by 6 or whatever the heck they won by, so it didn't really matter. But if they would have went down there and kicked the field goal, won the game by 1 point, I would have felt bad saying it was a winner when I know everybody lost. Or how vice versa. I mean, most people, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many people actually bet on Cleveland. I don't know how many people actually bet on the game. I mean, believe it, it's tough to bet this stuff right here, Cap. It's tough to bet it. I mean, you see, the good news, the reason you bet Cleveland was because Cleveland has a quarterback battle going on. So all 3 guys that Cleveland played last night are fighting for the starting quarterback job. And that's why I like the Browns, because I figured they'd be competitive for 4 quarters. But what I forgot is that they're the Browns. They stink. They suck. I mean, that's it, man. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, they're not any good. They're not any good. So, I mean, that was ugly. That was ugly, Cap. I'll be the first guy to admit, man, look, I ain't proud of that one. No, I'm not going to be. I never bragged about that one. The one I got last night that was good was the Miami Dolphins. Because they stink, and Atlanta give up 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter to lose the game. So this could be a trend with the Falcons here. This could be a trend. This is one of these things where you might be able to make some money. Atlanta's got the lead. And anytime Atlanta's got the lead, you bet the other team in the second half. Because the whole second half, the other team's going to be saying you're going to roll over like you did in the Super Bowl. And they're going to get in their heads. You see, the Falcons are going to be a good bet against team. Betting on them every game. The opposite. Whoever they playing. It don't matter who they playing. Like the first week of the season, who were the Falcons playing? Let me take a peek here. The first week of the season, I know they're a 7-point favorite. Wow, they're playing the Chicago Bears. That's a game that can define the Atlanta Falcons season right there. The Atlanta Falcons are a 7-point favorite. Week 1 on the road against the Chicago Bears. The over-under total is 51. Wow. Wow. The plan was to bet against the Atlanta Falcons every week. And you're going to have to literally have gonads like steel iron to bet on the Chicago Bears week 1 of the season. Even though you're getting a touchdown, that's a lot of points in a pro football game. Don't ever kid yourself, man. A touchdown's a lot of lumber in a pro football game. But, boy, I tell you, I didn't see nothing from the Bears last night. Nothing. I didn't see nothing. Nothing. Yeah, they came alive, when the guys that aren't going to be on the team were out there later in the game when they took the 14-10, even a 17-10 lead before losing 24-17. But, boy, I was watching that game, and, boy, the Bears look bad, man. They look like the bad news Bears, to be honest with you. Yep. No good. No good. Wow. I plan on betting against Atlanta Falcons every game this season, man. It's hard to believe I'm going to start out the season betting on the Chicago Bears. Yep. That's the kind of pick you give some guy, and when it loses, you really don't want to talk to him ever again because he thinks you're an idiot. Okay? He calls you up to get a bet, and you tell him, take the Chicago Bears +7 against the Atlanta Falcons, and Atlanta beats them 49-14. He's calling you back. You don't want to answer the phone. You don't want to talk to him. Ain't nothing to talk about. You got to be an idiot. But then again, do I not bet the Chicago Bears, and all of a sudden Atlanta starts out 0-1, and now I've already missed the first winner. They might go 7-9, and the only profit I make the whole season comes from this one Atlanta game, the first game of the season. I was too chicken to make the bet. It's tricky. It's very tricky. It's tricky, Cap. I'm telling you, it's not as easy as it looks. I know I'm taking the Saints week 1 of the season. I know that for a fact. I'm taking the Saints week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings. You can lock that in, Cap. That's a 4 o'clock kickoff out here in Las Vegas. 6 o'clock back in New Orleans. We're getting 3.5 still at Bookmaker. 3.5 at Chris. You got to lay $1.15 to get it. The over-under total is 48. 48. Can the Minnesota Vikings defense shut down the New Orleans Saints offense? That's a pretty good question, man. You don't see a lot of totals for the Saints in the 40s. 48. You don't see a lot of totals like that. You don't see a lot of over-unders for the Saints at 40. But, of course, it's the Saints. Well, it is going to be the Saints because it's the first game of the season. And, man, I tell you, Adrian Peterson wants to win that game. He wants to win that thing like a guy in a hospital needs blood. Playing against his old team the first game of the season. I mean, look, and I'll take Drew Brees over this guy playing quarterback. I keep forgetting his name. The guy for Minnesota. I know he went to Louisville, but I can't ever remember the guy's name. It's not being disrespectful of the guy, but can't ever remember his name. I'll take Drew Brees over this guy any day of the week, especially since he was hurt all last year. Once you get hurt, man, that's got to be in the back of your mind all the time that, man, I don't want to get hurt again. The last thing I want to do is get hurt again. So I often wonder about that. But, yeah, I'm telling them that the Saints, look, they're going to start out 2-0. They're going to go from 50-1 to winning a Super Bowl down to about 12-1. Get on them now, Cap. Get on them now. If you think the Saints are going to do good like me, get on them now, man. Don't wait till they go down to 12-1 and bet them, because when New Orleans, when the Saints, the Hoot-Hatters, the Bless You Guys, the Bless You Boys, the Black and Gold, whatever the hell nickname they're going by this month, when they beat the Patriots in the Superdome, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Remember now, we got two Mercedes-Benz fields now. We got the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and then you got the Mercedes-Benz something or another in Atlanta. Because they both got domes, and they don't call it the Georgia Dome anymore because they sold the naming rights to Mercedes. I still think they should have called it the Louisiana Superdome. We could have sold the naming rights of the Superdome to ourselves, Louisiana, and they could have stole all the money. I like that. We sell the naming rights back to the state of Louisiana, and then we pay ourselves and we steal all the money and we call it the Louisiana Superdome again. I thought it was good advertisement for Louisiana, calling it the Louisiana Superdome, but I guess the money from the Mercedes-Benz. So let's take a look here. We got 2 games tonight in the preseason. 3 games tonight, 2 of them I'm betting on. 2 games tonight, the MeatMan's going with the money. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Football Giants. Right now, bookmakers got the Giants -4, the total 35. Giants -210 on the money line. Pittsburgh coming back plus $1.75. I like the Steelers here. I like Pittsburgh. Plus the 4. I really can't give you any reason behind it, to be honest with you. I just think that the Giants, look, man, they ain't going to play nobody tonight. I mean, Pittsburgh ain't going to play nobody either, but at least the quarterbacks for Pittsburgh usually play during the regular season when Ben Roethlisberger gets hurt. So I just think Pittsburgh getting 4, that's not a bad play. Man, the Giants never do good in the preseason, man. They always stink. They're getting ready for their week 1 game against the Dallas Cowboys. I wonder what the spread is on that. Now, let me go ahead and go back down here and see if the spread on the Dallas Cowboys game is off the board, and it is. And it is. The spread is off the board. Ezekiel Elliott, he got 6 games. He got a 6-game suspension. Roger Goodell dropped a hammer down on him, brother. 6 games, no pay. This Roger Goodell guy, man, I tell you, he's tough. He's tough, man. He's tough. Gave Sean Payton a year. He gave Tom Brady 4 games for nothing. I mean, that was the biggest bogus story I've ever seen in my life, man. It's Tom Brady and the deflated football. Man, it was that fake news. My goodness gracious, man. I mean, come on. Anybody that thinks Tom Brady's a cheater, I feel sorry for you. I really do, man. I really feel sorry for you. If you think Tom Brady, if you think a guy that's won all them games, all them Super Bowls, all that stuff, man, I don't buy into it. I don't buy into it. But I tell you, man, that I'm betting against Dallas every week, man, especially the first game of the season. I mean, the Giants beat Dallas twice last year. And the Cowboys, man, without this running back guy, I'm telling you, he's part of the 1-2 punch. And Dak Prescott, all right, let's see you do it again, son. Let's see you do it again. I'm not taking nothing away from you. You had a great year. You had a great year. I'm not taking nothing away from you. The bottom line is you had a great season. Congratulations. Now the MeatMan wants to see you do it again. Can you do it again? And now can you do it again without your running back? Oh, they could put anybody back there with the line down. Ah, yakety, 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 yakety. I don't want to hear all that cap. Don't tell me they can put anybody in the backfield and this and that. That's nonsense. That's like when they tell, all you got to do is take 2 puffs, MeatMan, and that's it. Yeah, I know, I had 2 puffs. I've never taken 2 puffs in my life. In my life. I still haven't been to the weed store yet, but I'm getting that, Cap. You put it on the news, you got to wait like an hour to get in. I'm waiting for the lines to die down. I mean, we had one that got robbed the other day. Somebody tried to rob one of the weed stores, man. I mean, that's like the last place I'd try to rob somebody's at the weed store, man. I tell you, you know they got guys with guns running around there because it's all cash. It's all cash. We got the legalized marijuana here in Las Vegas, and no credit cards, no checks, no nothing like that. Cash only. Then you can't put the cash money. You can't put the cash in the bank because even though you could sell weed in the state, it's still federally banned, so you can't use a bank. So it's all screwed up, man. But I tell you, Las Vegas, you got to give them credit, man. We're getting the Raiders. We're going to get the Las Vegas Raiders. We're getting a hockey team. They're going to start this year. And got legalized marijuana now. We're still the only place you can bet sports. I mean, what a city. What a city. No wonder I feel like I'm, oh, man, man, this is a tough town here, Cap. You always got something to do. You always got something to do here in Las Vegas. You know, you always got something to do here in Sin City. That's what I like. That's what I like. Like in a little while, I'm going to leave and go watch the games. I got one of the casinos. They give you the free bottle of liquor. Tell you to come out there, you go watch the game, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you might spend a few bucks. Might win a few bucks. You never know what's going to happen, Cap. But I'm definitely taking the Pittsburgh Steelers plus the 4 points tonight on the road against the New York Giants. All right, I'm looking at the clock. We're going to take a break. We got to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about the other 2 preseason games for Friday night. We'll talk about the 3 preseason games for Saturday, the 2 games for Sunday. And who knows what else we're going to talk about, because in just 2 weeks, the college football regular season starts. There's 4 games on the board. There's going to be a couple of more games on the added board. So football season is pretty much here, and that's what we're going to talk about each and every week. So don't touch that dial, Cap. You're listening to Sports Line Radio with Dave the MeatMan Scandaliato, broadcasting live from Las Vegas, Nevada. And you're listening to this program right here at 9:10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. All right.
Is what I'm seeing what you're recording for your YouTube thing?
I think so. Is it still in your way?
No, you're cut off right about your nose. I can't see your eyes.
What about now?
Nope. You need to go up with the camera.
What about now? Like that?
There you go. Better up a little bit more if you can do it.
All right.
Just a hair more.
All right.
Okay, now let's got your face.
All right?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, you got it. Now you... All right, let's see something. You might like it the other way. Let's... Right. Gotcha. I thought maybe I put the camera in front of the thing. I thought maybe I did that. Let's see.
When you first started off, there was a cover or something that was hanging over the...
I think it was probably the camera.
Yeah, okay.
Probably the camera for the record. I got to figure out how to use this Facebook Live thing. You know anything about that?
I don't.
I'm gonna try to.
I don't know how to do the Facebook Live. I'll go on Facebook every now and then and just read, but I don't go on it, I'm not on it all the time.
I got to figure that out. I got to figure out how that works.
Something I can check into. Stand by.
All right. And welcome back to Sportsline. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I'm broadcasting live like I do every Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, live from Las Vegas here on 910 a.m. WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. And what we do every Friday, we talk about gambling. That's right. I know. It's a very touchy subject. I got to take a swig of water. Hold on, everybody. It's a very tricky subject. It's a very tricky. It's tricky, man. Gambling. Out here, it's no big deal. It's no big deal, man. No big deal. You go into the store, you say, give me a pack of rolling papers. Ain't nobody looks at you funny like they do back home. Roll, what do you need that for, sir? Sir, what could you possibly need that for? Out here, it's like, hey, no big deal. It's not. Same thing with the gambling. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk football games against the spread. We started doing the program last year, late, right at the end of football season. And I said to myself, might as well start. If we could make it to football season, that'll be good. 2017, that means whether the show didn't go that bad, got a few listeners, boom, and away we go. And lo and behold, we made it. Some kind of way, through the grace of God. I never said anything so stupid during this hour here on the program to get me kicked off. Yep, I did it. I made it. I believe me, it's not as easy as it looks, Cap. It's not as easy as it looks, man. Don't ever kid yourself, man. The Meat Man's been known to say a lot of things, man. A lot of things. But nevertheless, that's what we're going to do every Friday. And I mean, this is just kind of the lead up, and then we got next week, and then the following week, and then boom, the first week of the season when Alabama's playing Florida State, when Michigan's playing Florida, when LSU's playing BYU, that first weekend, that's boom. That's when we're going to get the bang, and we're going to be ready. And I got to figure out how to get this thing on Facebook Live. I taped the show and I put it up on YouTube, and get a few views. I mean, but I think once football season starts and we're giving out a lot of picks and stuff like that, and starting to make money, because that's what we're going to do, man. We're gonna win the first week. We're going to win every week, and we're going to try to make some money. Now, I'm not going to say we're going to win every week. Oh, you just said it, Beat Man. I know. And that's why I'm correcting myself. We're not going to win every week. It'd be nice. I mean, look, you can dream. Look, come on, man. We're still allowed to dream in the United States of America. Don't ever forget that. We're still allowed to dream. You are still allowed to dream in this country. Can you imagine going 20 straight weeks without having a losing week betting pro and college football? You know how angry that no good, dirty SOB, otherwise known as your bookie, how pissed off that would make him knowing that he had to pay you every week? Man, his life would be miserable, even though he might be beating everybody else he's got. just the thought of him having to pay you every week would just eat him alive to no end. To no end. And that's what we're going to do. We're not going to get his wallet every week, but we're going to get in that stinking wallet a lot. A lot. We don't want his house, that big, beautiful house he lives in. We don't want his nice car. I don't want a used car anyway. I don't want his banged out old lady. I don't want that. I don't want his kids that go to the nice school. The only thing I want is his money. The only thing I want is his money. That's all I want. That's the only thing I want from the bookie is his money. I want his money. I want his money, money. And he's got plenty of it. Trust me, he's got plenty of it here, man. Believe me, the bookie, he's got plenty of money. He's got plenty of money, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna get the money. We're gonna get it. So every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, 9:10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio Baton Rouge. Don't forget, you can listen live at PelicanSportsTV.com. PelicanSportsTV.com. And you can download or you can put the WUBR app on your phone. I got an iPhone. I got that iOS phone. I don't have an Android. I got the iOS. So I put the app right on it. Anytime I want to listen to Tommy Krysan or Buddy Sanji or Jody Holberg or the franchise or Jim Rome or anytime I want to listen to anybody, find out anything about the LSU Tigers, find out what's going on in the state of Louisiana, I just hit the button on the phone and boom, there they are, man. There they are. I mean, anything you need to know about LSU. Somebody was trying to tell me stuff about LSU the other day. I'm like, come on, Cap. I hit the button on the phone here, and I get to listen to Jody Holberg, Buddy Sanji, and TK. What you gonna tell me about LSU football that I don't know already? You ain't gonna tell me nothing. I know it all already from listening to those three fine gentlemen right there. I don't need somebody out here on the West Coast telling me about LSU. I mean, all I do is hit the button on the phone, boom, bang, that's it, man. So if you're listening to the show on the internet, put that WUBR app on your phone, man. You need some stuff on LSU, man. Look, LSU, the first 5 games of the season is not much, but man, I'm going to tell you, the last 5-6 games of the season, you're going to want to know as much about the shoe LSU as humanly possible because they're going to be on TV every game. Every game's going to be big. And you want to get as much information as humanly possible before you go to the window, Cap. College football is a little different from pro football. You know, the pros are the pros, man. They make big money, these guys. They make big money, and, you know, they're all this and that. In college football, you only got so many players, man. You only got so much stuff, especially if you're a smaller school. In LSU, they got some good backups and stuff like that. But some of the smaller schools, I mean, really their starters are nothing but backups anyway. So put that WUBR app on your phone, man. It's real easy to use. You hit the button, boom, it just starts talking. You get all your LSU information, and I use it all the time. So you can listen live to Sportsline. So on the internet, and the YouTube, and like I said, I'm going to try to get the Facebook Live thing. So, all right, let's see. I already told you I like the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight catching 4 on the road against the New York Football Giants. I don't have any opinion on this next game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati's a 2-point home favorite. The total is 37. Cincinnati minus $1.25 on the money line. Tampa Bay coming back plus $1.05. I don't really have an opinion on this game, man. I think the Cincinnati Bengals, I mean, they're going in the wrong direction. Cincinnati was good for a while, but they're going in the wrong direction, man. I'm not saying they're going to be like the Cleveland Browns or anything like that, but I don't see Cincinnati being the same Cincinnati that they were over the last couple of years. It used to be impossible to beat them at home in the jungle. It used to be tough, but, man, it's a tough preseason game. Tampa Bay, you know, look, I mean, this Jameis Winston guy, I think he's the real deal. Crab legs, that's what I call him, crab legs. He stole them crab legs, them king crab legs from the grocery store. You're the starting freaking quarterback for the Florida State Seminoles on a national championship team, and you can't find somebody to buy you some crab legs. That's fascinating to me. That's fascinating. I mean, you can't find one dude that can buy the crab legs for you. That's amazing to me. That's amazing. Now, I've always found out amazing about crab legs, but I mean, we all do stupid things when we're younger. I did some stupid things when I was young. I'll be the first guy to admit it. I'm not proud, but I mean, I'm not proud of some of the things I did, but I'm not proud. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that, but, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It's like this guy, Eric Bowling, on Fox News, some kind of way he's taking pictures of his private parts and sending it to all of the colleagues at Fox News, and now he got suspended and this and that. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, are you really that stupid to take a picture of your you-know-what and start sending it to women at work when you're doing a TV show? I mean, yeah, I tell you, man, people, it never ceases to amaze me, man. It never ceases to amaze me. It never ceases to amaze me. Like this Colin Kaepernick guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's getting a raw deal, but he's learning a very valuable lesson. And everybody out there in America, you better pay attention to what's happening to Colin Kaepernick. You will get blackballed. This dude, in one game last year, he threw for 300 yards and ran for 100. I mean, you got to be able to find a roster spot when you got 100 quarterbacks in the NFL. This guy's at least in the top 100. But he's not going to get a job, Cap. It's as simple as that. They don't want him around. The fans don't want him around. The fans don't want to have to see this guy. They don't want nothing to do with him. He wears a Fidel Castro shirt, kneels during the national anthem. They don't want him around. Bottom line. Yeah, you got a right to speak your mind. That's right. We also have a right to put your behind out of work. Okay? Out of work. Where are you going to go work at, Kaepernick? I mean, I guess you could be a coach somewhere. Coach a high school team or something like that. But, I mean, believe me, a lot of people ain't going to want you around, man. You ruined your reputation. I feel sorry for you, Cap, because you ruined your reputation. You had a decent reputation, and for some reason, for some God knows reason, you decided to ruin it. All right, the last game tonight, you got the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Right now, bookmakers got the Chiefs 4.5, the total 37. Kansas City minus 210 on the money line. San Francisco coming back plus $1.75. I like the Niners. I like San Francisco, man. I like bad teams in the preseason. Bad teams try to win in the preseason. That because it gives them a false sense of security heading into the regular season. So, Kansas City, they were 12-4 last year. They were 12-4. I mean, they're like, believe me, the only game they care about is the opening week against the New England Patriots. That's all Kansas City cares about right now. They ain't worried about beating those stinking San Francisco 49ers in week 1 of the preseason. Believe me, they ain't worried about that. But San Francisco wants to win the game. They want to try to get the team used to winning. They want to try to get that winning feeling going in the locker room and all of that good stuff because there ain't been a lot of winning in San Francisco lately. So even if it's a preseason game, you got to learn to win some way. You got to crawl before you can walk, man. You got to ride a bike before you can drive a car. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's different levels that you got to go through. And Kansas City, 12-4 last year. They ain't worried about nothing. I mean, the only thing Kansas City's trying to do is stay healthy. That's all they're trying to do is stay healthy. San Fran, they're going to throw the kitchen sink tonight at the Kansas City Chiefs to try to win the game. They're going to try to win the game, and I kind of like them. I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers plus the 4.5 points tonight. I'm going to buy a half a point. I'm going to make it 5. I'm going to buy a half a point, make it 5. I swore that I would never lose another game by a half a point, and I'm not going to lose this one by half a point either, even though it's a stinking preseason game. Now, if your bookie, your guy, your man only has 4, you take the 4. Don't buy the half a point, make it 4.5. You leave it at 4. But if your guy's got 4.5, like my guy has at bookmaker, Chris, then I'm going to buy the half a point. I'm going to take San Fran plus 5. So that's my 2 plays for the program right here. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers plus the 4 on the road against the New York Football Giants. And I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers plus the 5 minus $1.20 on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, so that's your 3 games for Friday. I picked 2 of them. I'm not playing the Tampa Bay Cincinnati Bengals game, but you want to find out who I'm going with on a Saturday and Sunday and all next week and the whole season? Give me a call, 1-833-MeatMan, 1-833-632-8626. I get you signed up, man. Look, it's going to be a long season. But we're going to make some money, Cap. We're going to make some money. That's the whole goal, is to make money. But the whole goal is to make more money this football season than we started with 4 or 5 months ago. We're gonna start in September, and we're gonna make money all the way through the end of January. Really, to the end of December. Then we got to talk about the college basketball and the pro basketball. Of course, everybody knows I'm high as a kite on the LSU Tigers basketball team. They're still 750 to 1. I got to go put some more money on them. LSU 750 to 1. To win the NCAA Final Four. I'm not saying they're going to win the basketball championship, but look, they could easily be a Sweet 16 team next year. This coach they got, he ain't playing around, Cap. I'm telling you. MeatMan knows his stuff, man. I believe me. 750 to 1. I believe that's way too high. Way too high, man. You watch out for the Tiger basketball team. But the bottom line, once again, you want some football plays, you need a little bit of help getting over the hump. Maybe you hit 45, 46, 47%. You're looking to pick it up a few notches. Give me a call. Talk directly with me. 1-833-MeatMan, 1-833-632-8626, 1-833-MEATMAN. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to take one more commercial break for today's program. Then when we come back, we're going to go over the Saturday NFL preseason games and the 2 Sunday NFL preseason games. So don't touch that dial, Cap. You're listening to Sportsline with Dave the MeatMan Scandaliato. I'm coming at you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're doing it all right here on 910 a.m. WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge.
the football team that's coming to Las Vegas?
The Raiders.
Raiders. Okay. What are they building a stadium?
Yes, we're building a stadium and we're closing public schools. That's how it works. That's life, huh?
Closing public schools?
We're shutting down. Oh yeah, we're taking the money right from the public schools and we're gonna build a stadium with it, $1 billion. If you don't like it, tough. It's tough luck, man. That's how we roll out here. Half the kids drop out of school anyway, so what the fuck? Well, we got to worry about it. I mean, hey, yeah, pretty.
Is there no all the schools?
Well, no, it's just that they just all of the.
In the city of Las Vegas.
Well, yeah, all the public schools around here are a total disaster, and we don't really have $1 billion to build a stadium, but we're gonna do it, and that's that's it. I mean, all right. All right, and welcome back to Sports Line. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I'm broadcasting live right out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, man. I tell you, in just the last couple of years, we've legalized weed. We got a hockey team. The Oakland Raiders are moving here, man. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on, Cap. Now you can bet on sports, you can get stoned, go to a football game, go to a hockey game. It's like becoming a regular city. I don't know if it's going to work, though, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I think there's enough tourists that come to Las Vegas that'll follow their football team. Like, for example, the Green Bay Packers. Let's say they play in the Las Vegas Raiders. Man, Green Bay is going to bring 50,000 fans to Las Vegas, especially all them Packer fans that could never get a ticket to Lambeau Field. You got to get on a waiting list for 30, 40, 50 years before you can get a ticket. I mean, those are the ones that you're going to cater to. Now, yeah, when the Raiders are playing a Jacksonville Jaguars, that might be a tough ticket to sell. Or, the Raiders are playing another team. But, I mean, they playing a decent team. I mean, there's no reason to think that the stadium won't sell out. The hockey team, I'm a little worried about. The hockey team, because they play so many games. They play a lot of games, man. That's a lot of games. It's a lot of money. Where football, they only play 10 games. 2 preseason games and 8 regular season games at home. So, you can spread it out. You go in with your buddies, you get the 4 guys or 3 guys, and, you get the tickets and this and that, and 3 guys get tickets to the 2 guys get 3 tickets to the regular season, and 1 guy only gets 2 tickets, but he gets the 2 preseason games. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could chop it up where it really doesn't cost a lot. I mean, believe me, if the Saints ever come to town, I'll go to that. I'm going to go to the Saints game. I'm going to go see the Hoot Hatters, the black and gold, the bless you boys at the Chings. You dang right I'm going to be there. It's going to cost a fortune. I know it'd be cost me an arm and a leg, but I'm going to be there. I ain't scared of no stinking Raider fan. I ain't worried about that. Raider fans think they tough, man. Believe me, they ain't all that. They ain't all that. Believe me. They were in the Superdome in force last year. I was at the game. Man. There was a lot of Raider fans at that football game. That was a hell of a game, man. That was a heck of a game. I was there. That was a heck of a game, man. I'll be the first guy to admit I had the Oakland Raiders, though. I loved the Raiders more than life itself in that game, man. For a long time, it looked like I was going to lose, but Crabtree caught that touchdown, and then they went for 2. I was getting Oakland plus 2, so I mean, it was like a miracle of Jesus. You go for 2 the first game of the season to try to win it. I mean, you got to admit, it was a ballsy call, man. It was a ballsy call by Jack Del Rio, but it worked out. And that win elevated the Raiders the whole season until the quarterback broke his leg, and after he broke his leg, it was pretty much all downhill from there. But, man, the Raiders could be tough. The Raiders could be tough. They got the running back, that Marshawn Lynch guy. He's playing for Oakland. I think he's playing for Oakland. I'm pretty sure he's playing for the Raiders. I'm 90% sure. I know he signed with somebody. I think it was the Raiders. I ain't going to lie to everybody. I'm not 100% sure. But make sure you tell your friends, you tell your family, you tell anybody. Every Friday, We get together right here on the radio. It's like a secret meeting of sports gamblers, of guys who like to bet sports, women who like to bet sports. And in a couple of weeks, this is going to be your number one program to tune into if you like betting football games against the spread. I'm going to go over as many games as possible. I'm going to pick some games at the end of the show. I don't know how many I'm going to pick. Might be one, might be two, might be three. Who knows? Who knows how many it's going to be? But the bottom line is we're going to make some money this football season. All right. On Saturday, you got the Tennessee Titans and the New York Jets. The Tennessee Titans are a 3-point favorite on the road. Man, you don't see that much. With the over-under total at 37, just as I say you don't see that much, the Dallas Cowboys are going to play the Los Angeles Rams. The Cowboys are a 3-point favorite on the road. In their Week 1 preseason game, the total 37.5. The final game on Saturday, the Oakland Raiders and the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are playing their second preseason game. They were in the Hall of Fame game, lost to Dallas 20-18. So this will be their second game. And they had a full week's rest because the Hall of Fame game was on a Thursday. This game's on a Saturday. The Arizona Cardinals are a 3-point favorite at home. The total is 39.5. And then on Sunday, we got two games. We got the Detroit Lions and the Indianapolis Colts. The game is a picket. The total is 36. And then we got Sunday Night Football, brother. Wow. Sunday Night Football, man, I tell you. You got to love it. Even though it's a preseason game, that's fine. That's fine. Believe me, we all need a little preseason. We got to get everybody ready. Got to get everybody ready. We got to shake a few people. Hey, wake up, son. Wake up, ma'am. Wake up, guy. It's football season. The Los Angeles Chargers, got to get used to saying that, and the Seattle Seahawks. Sunday Night Football, the Chargers are a 1.5-point favorite. The total on the game is 38. All right. So I see a few things I like on Saturday. I might see something that I like on Sunday. That's why you got to give me a call. I'm not ready to pull the trigger. I got to worry about the two games I'm going with tonight. You know, I got to worry about. I can't be sweating out tomorrow's games tonight. I'm already going with the San Francisco 49ers plus the 5, buying a 0.5 point minus $1.20, and the Pittsburgh Steelers plus the 4. I'm already going with those two. So let's see how those games play out before we start trying to figure out what we're going to do on Saturday and Sunday. But even though the MeatMan's only on the radio one time a week, you're just one phone call away from getting the plays, and I made it as easy as humanly possible. The number is 1-833-MeatMan. How you like that, Cap? That's going to be my phone number for the rest of my life, which might not be that much longer, brother, the way the MeatMan's feeling these days, but that's irrelevant, Cap. That's irrelevant. 1-833-MeatMan. 1-833-MEATMAN. That's right. That's right. Before you lose all the money for football season, before you blow the bankroll before the month of October, pick the phone up and give me a call. You can make money betting sports. But it all starts with you, man. It all starts with you. You can make money doing this, but it all starts with you. You got to have money management. You got to have discipline. You can't be worried about what team you're betting on because you hate a certain player or a certain coach or a certain team. That ain't how this works, man. Man, you got to be willing to bet on every NFL team at any time. You have to be prepared to bet on any college football team at any time. Yeah, I can see why you might not want to bet against LSU or something along that lines. I know if you're a Tiger fan, I got you. I know if you went to Alabama, you might not like betting against the Crimson Tide, but I mean, that's it. I mean, that is it right there, man. That's it. That's where I draw the red line right there, man. I mean, I give you one team. I give you one team that you can't bet against. All right, I hear you, but all of these other teams, because you hate players and you hate this and you hate coaches and this and that, you got to get off all that, man. Because the bottom line is, do you hate money? No, you don't hate money. And that's what it's all about, Cap. We're trying to get that no-good, stinking bookie's wallet, man. That guy with the nice house, the new car, the beautiful wife, the 2 kids that go to the private school. You know that stinker. We're going to get him. I don't want his kids, his house, his car, his wife. There is one thing I want, though. I want that box of money that he's got in there. I want that box of money, and we're going to get in it, Cap. We're going to get in it. So, all right, man, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this edition of Sportsline Radio. We move one step closer to the start of football season, Cap. We're one step closer to the start of football. Yeah, we're in preseason mode right now, but we got to get to the regular season because that's when it counts, man. That's when you can bet the big money. That's when you know what you're betting on. You know, it's tough to bet these teams tonight. You don't even know who's playing. You don't even know who's going to play. I mean, no, you have no clue. No clue what's going on, but that's all going to change in a couple of weeks. So, as always, I want to thank my man Alan back in the over there at Pelican Sports TV and Radio, the owner of the stations, my man TK, and, of course, my man Don back in the studio making everything go smooth here on Sportsline Radio. Make sure you bet with your head, not over it. Money management is the key. As always, my name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. I'll see you in 167 hours right here on Sportsline. All right. You have a good weekend? What's the plans? Any plans? Just take it easy. That's good. That's what I'm going to do. Just take it easy. Just take it easy.
And next weekend
We're getting there, man. If LSU loses that first game, it's going to be just horrible. Horrible. It's going to be horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So, I shouldn't even think like that, but man, I tell you, it's not that I don't have any faith in Ed Ogeron, but, you know, let's see him do it, man. He's gone up against coaches that have won multiple titles and stuff like that, so.
It's going to be very interesting, to say the least. I hope they do win, just so I don't have to listen to Buddy.
Right. Right.
See you later, bud.
I will see you next week. Thanks, Don. All right. That is going to wrap it up for this edition of Sportsline Radio. Don't forget, you can listen live to this program every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time on PelicanSportsTV.com. PelicanSportsTV.com. We broadcast every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on a 9:10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio in Baton Rouge. And as always, man, I want to appreciate everybody who listened to the program live. And, of course, you can watch the rebroadcast of the show on YouTube. I tape the show every week, put it up on YouTube, and you can watch it there. Obviously, football season is going to be really good. You're going to get a lot of good information right here on Sportsline Radio. So subscribe to my YouTube channel and just wait a couple of weeks, man, and we're all going to start making money. So once again, thanks for tuning in. As always, my name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I'll see you in 167 hours right here on Sportsline.